Buongiorno, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is. It's your boy here, Paulo from Down, Down, Up, Up, and it's back to the Christmas reviews. So, if you guys remember, last year, during the first attempt at this, I did a little video on some Arthur shorts. It wasn't so much Christmassy, but it was more wintry. This time, it's a full-on Christmas special, Arthur's Perfect Christmas. Haven't really watched this one so long, but the reason this one stands out, it's almost an hour, which doesn't happen a lot with Arthur episodes, and me being an Arthur fan as I was a kid, still am today when it comes to some of the Christmas stuff. And I'd say, in my personal opinion, this is probably one of the last times Arthur felt old and original. It was probably on the borderline of when voices started to change. Not so much the animation style changing yet, but it was on its way. I don't want to say down because I still think it's a great show for kids, but the Arthur I knew was slowly disappearing with voice and look and etc. So this is probably one of the last times I can watch Arthur and enjoy it for what it is, my era of Arthur. So there's not a whole lot to say with this one, honestly, but there's a lot going on. A lot of Christmases in Elwood City that are, I guess, in jeopardy, so to speak. Arthur's, for example, is desperate to have, again, a perfect Christmas. He wants the perfect dinner. He wants the perfect weather, the perfect Christmas tree, the perfect family. And slowly but surely you realize all of those aren't in his ballpark. The tree, for example, looks hideous in my opinion, when his little sister DW gets a hold of decorating some of it. She's also nagging the heck out of him for some of the episode about writing to Santa. That's annoying. And it's not snowing at all. Not snowing at all. Just disgustingly boring weather around that time of year. For a kid like Arthur, I mean, come on, you want the stereotypical Christmas. I understand that. And food, well, Dad cooks the Christmas dinner, but he cooks it early because he wants to try something more traditional around the holidays, which Arthur is a bit skeptical to. But you know how these things work out. Everything works out in the end, and even so much they introduce a new character, Uncle Fred, who I'm not sure was in any of the originals, but it just worked for the whole Christmas episode perspective of it. And then there's other characters who are having their own things going on at Christmas. Arthur's friend Buster, he is a bit depressed around this time of year just because his mother wakes him up early all the days close to Christmas, thinking it's Christmas because she is so desperate for him to have the perfect Christmas. Single mom living with her kid, wanting everything to be perfect. Again, I can kind of understand how important you'd want to make your kid feel around this time of year. And in the end, though, that works out nicely because Buster sort of just brings up to his mom that we don't have to make Christmas such a big deal. Let's make it more just about us and what we want to do together and etc. I thought that was a nice way to finish that little story off. And then side friends, Muffy and Francine. Muffy basically spoiled rich kid, Francine, average girl in elementary school. Muffy wants a big Christmas party. She obviously gets it. She keeps thinking and telling herself that everyone's coming, but Francine can't come because she celebrates Hanukkah. So when she doesn't come, it seems like the friendship done, roasted, but they get together on Christmas and rekindle the wounds, and Francine explains the importance of Hanukkah. That's one nice thing. There's some nice diversity in this one because there's some explanations of why Hanukkah is important to people, and Kwanzaa too, with the Brain explaining his side of things with it. And I guess that's probably... Now let's go into just a little bit of criticism here. So one thing you can definitely tell if you've seen the original show and then this special, they changed the Brain's voice. That is annoying straight off the bat. And then there's Arthur's, which is really weird because his isn't a full change in my opinion. I guess what they've done is they had someone else do Arthur's singing bits, and yes, there are singing parts in this, and for most kiddie specials you're going to expect a few songs. This one didn't need it, in my opinion. It did not need them. But with Arthur's sing-alongs, you can tell, okay, that's not the original voice. It's close, but it's certainly not the original voice. But the original is in there, so they must have had two voice actors do Arthur for the regular bits and then the singing. But then there are times during the episode where it's regular dialogue, but it's still the different actor doing it. Weird choices, but just throwing that out there. Otherwise, I think the rest of the voices are about the same, probably the same, to be honest. Because I still assume this was made just right around when the show was still, like, original, in my opinion. And I guess another one I bet, for comedy's sake, if you're all familiar with the show, you're familiar with the bully Binky. His role during this is basically the failed baker. He and his family love feeding homeless people this time of year. Great story to throw out, by the way. But he, for the life of him, does not know how to make anything right. He makes pecan pie, doesn't shell the pecans. He makes banana bread, doesn't peel the bananas. And there was another one that was funny. Uh, I think it was brownies, and he didn't put sugar in them. That was funny. Yeah, pretty sure that's what that one was. And yeah, those are the main ones, but some notable nonsense in it. There is this disgusting ad for this, I guess, talking cat. And the sad thing is, I can remember it off the top of my head, Tina the Talking Tabby, because the advertising song played in the show is so irritating. But there's one thing that always, like, sort of nagged at me, and I like that I have a lot to go off this, by the way. So Arthur is shopping for everyone at the mall, and he is trying to rush through the toy store to get back to meet with his mom at their designated spot at their designated time. And that ad is blasting full stop. Okay, I kind of understand it in a toy store. I get it. But then we come to find out it sold out that day because Arthur's mom was going to buy it for DW, but sold out. That was a big slap in the face, thinking, really, you're going to play that advertising in there nonstop. Yes, I can kind of understand it's for the kids, but sold out. Oof, you naughty little vixens. That sort of peeved at me. And overall, that might do it, because I don't want to spoil too much. If anyone really likes Arthur, they'd watch and enjoy this just fine, in my opinion. It's a nice little special. It follows a good amount of people, and it's more diverse than you would expect. And the comedy's good for the most part, as it usually should be for Arthur. But, yeah, if you have about an hour to kill and enjoyed Arthur growing up as a kid and want to try something new, maybe this perfect Christmas is going to do it for you. That'll do it. Hope you all have a lovely day doing whatever you're doing. And we'll see you for another time getting through all these Christmas reviews. I'm hoping, I don't think there's going to be any more today, but I am hoping over the weekend to get at least 2 or 3 more out. One of the big ones, too, I think we're going to be getting time for. We'll see where it goes. Have a lovely day, folks, and keep it real.